Hi there. This is a video from the Ranting Gryphon I'd like to direct to Miss Nancy Pelosi. I'm making this video because I have a few nice words for you. And I know that right now there are a lot of people coming down on you for certain things that have happened over the last week. And, I just wanted to tell you and the other elected Democrats that you have actually inspired me. You have inspired me to do something that I never thought I would do in my life. You see, I'm a Democrat. In fact, I'm a gay Democrat. I have been all my life. I've always voted for Democrats because I believe in what they stand for and for the conduct and passion that they put into their ideals. You know, it's something I really felt like I could get behind. And Ms. Pelosi, you and the Democratic Party of America have taught something, maybe some of the most important things that I needed to know about Democrats in the last few years. And that is that a group needs to be unified. They need to stick together in their beliefs, in their ideals, and forget anyone else who has any different opinions. Those opinions, in fact, can be dangerous, and the best thing to do is to completely ignore them or shut them out. You have shown me that very high people in the government can and are being controlled by people like the Russians. And sure, there was an investigation into this that cost tens of millions of dollars that showed it wasn't true, but it's very important we don't let that sway our beliefs. You have explained to me that the world is going to end in about 10 years, and the only way to fix it is to shut down cars and airplanes and have white people give reparations to minorities. And the people who disagree with that, they're obviously racists. And speaking of racists, it's not just about how people feel about each other. Since we're obviously the most moral and emotionally developed group in this country, it's pretty reasonable to consider a person to be racist if they disagree with us on, well, anything really. And I mean the morality on some, you should have seen the other day I ran into a guy who doesn't believe that there are lead in vaccines. I mean, obviously the guy's a Nazi, right? And you've also shown me behind the curtain to all this horrible violence these Nazis are doing lately and how vital it is that we use our speech to fight these horrible people. Such as our speech of burning buildings, throwing bricks through the windows of some random person's business, beating people with pipes, throwing rocks at the police and getting them all fired from their jobs. It's important that we continue this speech while we fight their violence of saying words that we don't like. But it's not all their fault. All this is coming from a president who's racist and misogynist and homophobic, and this is why he needed to be impeached. It doesn't matter that he didn't commit any crime or anything that we can do to impeach him for. We don't like him. And if we don't get rid of him, we know he will do something terrible, because if we were him, that's what we'd do. And that's also why when we're at the State of the Union, we don't smile or cheer for anything he says, because that would be agreeing with a Nazi. If he says the unemployment rate for blacks, Hispanics, and Asians is the lowest it's been in history, that's absolutely something normally we'd love, but not at the State of the Union because Trump said it. And we have to sit and cross our arms and scowl at him while he talks about having a good economy, how women are getting more jobs than they've had in the last 70 years, and while he apologizes to people for family members lost in the wars that we've always complained were happening, but now it's Trump saying it. So we have to pout and whine and protest, and we can't just be one of us. No, because we're a group. We have to all be guided by the rituals of the tribe. So if one of us is going to sit there and stare joylessly scowling at the president, just like a 6-year-old being forced to eat green beans, then the rest of us have to do it too. Because we, the Democrats, are the most emotionally and morally developed people in the United States. So speaking of the State of the Union, to you, Democrats, and especially you, Ms. Pelosi, here are a few of my thoughts, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this because I learned it from you. This is a list of the Democrats that I can vote for coming up in the next election. I will not vote Democrat. I can't vote Democrat. For the first time in my fucking life, I refuse to vote Democrat. Because you've shown me that when you don't believe in something, best thing to do is just rip it the fuck apart and go somewhere else. And I cannot believe in being part of a group that spends more fucking time and energy acting like psychotic tantrum-throwing babies than lifting a single shit-stained finger to make the country any better for the poor idiots who voted your smug asses into those fine leather seats. I spent years of my life doing comedy as a Democrat to thousands of people, and garbage-stained self-superior psychos like you canceled me for doing it. They wanted me to shut up, and for a little while, I did. But you know, I can't. It's not something I even know how the fuck to do. Some guy comes over and he's like, hey, here's $1 million fucking dollars if you'll just shut the hell up. And when he gets home, his wife is gonna have to find a way to use a turkey baster to scrape $1 million out of this guy's ass because I can't fucking do it. Just in the other room, right over there, I have a bed. It's a very big, fluffy bed that I curl up and sleep on every night. I love my bed, and I know that if I in any way was any part of or supported a group of people who so proudly paraded their ability to be the whiniest, most offended, most viciously conniving toddlers in the fucking nursery, then I would never be able to sleep on that bed again. So it's over. It is over. I am no longer a Democrat. A wise man once said that you can't really know a person truly until they're in a fight that they're losing. And when the Democrats lose a fight, they turn into the most vicious, spoiled little brats they possibly can. And until things change, and they may not, maybe not even until I'm dead, then I can't be a part of that group anymore. So here I am now, a broken old man sitting at a table right back where I started, right back at the beginning. That's where you wanted me, isn't it? Back at the beginning? Well, you know what I did at the beginning? I ranted. A lot. So I guess it's time to start ranting again.